Hello everyone. This is Eric at RC Monster Garage. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna talk about RC helicopters. A lot of people stopped flying the last couple of years, and people used to fly RC helicopter. It was very big hobby, and also the drone was very big hobby. And then it's kind of one day just died, and the hobby died because what happened was a lot of Chinese knockoff was flooding the market, and then drones came in, and the drones did not really got into the hobby. It was just polluting the hobby, and when I say polluting, I mean a lot of companies make a product that was not really working. Some of the product that did work and work well, the operator was kind of going crazy with it and trying to take videos of their neighbors, and there was a lot of regulation put in place that destroyed the hobby completely, and everything fell under the same category of AAS, and then all this beautiful hobby start to get ruined. But I want to jumpstart it, so let's start today with helicopters. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna explain about the helicopters, then I'm gonna go fly it, explain a little bit how to fly it if you get one, so you're gonna be safe, and we're gonna go from there. So to start, what we got here right now, this is a helicopter that we sell at Motor Styles. It's the Blade 230S. What it is, it's a beginner helicopter that it's very forgiving. They set up the helicopter, it's have inside a gyro, it's have a tail motor instead of a belt or a shaft that going in. Usually there is a shaft going through the tail boom. So they just did a motor, so it's just working all the time, and it's actually working really good. It's also have a swash plate. It's what called fly barless. It don't have a fly bar, it's another bar that used to go here with two pedals, but we're gonna get into it later. And it's a very good beginner helicopter. When you purchase one of those, you're gonna have to have, of course, a remote, a 6-channel remote in order to operate it. And let's go jump right into it without any further ado. So first, let's talk about helicopters. Helicopter fly with the blades. Those are the main blades on the top. When those blades tilt up and down, as such as it's creating more lift, and it's a big disc. So consider when the propeller is actually turning, it's creating a big disc the size of the turn. So the size of the radius of the helicopter, it's a big disc, and it's become to be, if it's a big wing, circular wings around the helicopter. And then when the blade change the angle up and down, this is how you get lift going up or coming back down, and also let you later on control aerobatic. Now, the helicopter canopy is removable, and it's just a piece of plastic. Sometimes it's fiberglass. What this thing give you is just ability to see the helicopter a little bit better in the air. So this is more aesthetic. You can fly without it. I recommend to actually leave it because it helps to see the helicopter. Now, when you look into the machine itself, what we got here, we have the main gear, then we have the brushless motor. It's kind of buried inside here, so it's very hard to see. It's a tiny motor, but it's very powerful. We have here our receiver. We have our speed controller. Now this receiver is a receiver that have inside of it a gyro, and what the gyro do is help us control the helicopter left, right, and left, right turn. This turn on the helicopter called yaw. This kind of a turn called roll. Then you have the pitch forward, pitch backwards, and then of course you have the up and down. Okay, this is the very basic movement of a helicopter. Now, you have here a swash plate. It's this piece right there. And when those little servo that I'm moving by hand, and I highly recommend you that you never do that. I'm doing it because I'm going to replace those anyway. It can damage the motors. When they go up and down, they change the angle of the blades. And while you're flying, what will happen is the blade will create more lift to go up, or also tilt it a little bit forward, and then this is going to be with this right there. This will help, the swash plate will go forward, your helicopter gonna go forward and then backward. And this is what this piece that here that calls swash plate is, control over your blade and over the motion of the helicopter to go backward and forward. Now, you have here a tray that you're gonna put your battery, and you always have to Velcro the battery. And one of the important thing is helicopter have to be balanced. Look, if I'm gonna hold it right now, this is the center of gravity. The tail of the helicopter is going downwards. And this is really bad because when you're gonna try to fly, the helicopter gonna try to go backwards. But look what happened as soon as I'm gonna put the battery. And on the battery, I recommend to put a piece of Velcro. So just it's gonna hold in two places, so it cannot never fall off while you're flying. And you make sure it's secure. And now when I'm gonna lift it, it should be more or less balanced. Okay, it's a little bit tail heavy for my taste. And then what I can do in order to fix this, I'm gonna open the Velcro, pull the battery a little bit forward. And what we're doing, we're changing the arm. It's how far the weight go on the front. Even if you move it just a little bit, you're gonna get a lot more different in power. Now, when we set this thing up right now, it will be straight. And from there, we're going to be able to actually know that the helicopter is straight and balanced. And then we can fly it and it will be stable in the air. And I'm going to explain it right now when we're going to go into the air and fly it in a couple minutes. Now, after you check your balance and you plug, actually there's the wires here, you're going to plug your wires. Then you're going to put your canopy. And the canopy will give you the couple extra grams that you need to set this thing straight. Okay, so this is very quick, very basic about how this thing need to get through and get balanced. Now, it's very important that the helicopter head is always balanced. And again, you just hold it here where the blade grips, and there is a device actually that you put over there, but if you don't have it, you just put your finger under the screws over here that hold in the blades while it's straight, and then you want to see that it's kind of straight and level more or less. Okay, now going toward the remote. So I'm gonna explain real quick on the remote the very basic function. Okay, so when you fly helicopter or you fly a drone, it's exactly the same, and those machines have to be flown by you. There is a safe system that make it stable, but it's not making it land, it's not making it anything. You have to fly, you are in control, you are the pilot. So very basic, the sticks, and there is two mode. There is mode 1 and mode 2. The mode 1 and mode 2, the difference is where the throttle, this is your engine, if it's going to be on the left side, on the right side. In Europe, everything is reversed, so they put the stick on the other side. I don't know why they do that, but it's not really a big deal when you learn to fly. It's not really matter where it is. If you learn with the same system and keep going with it for your lifetime, it's not matter. But let's go. Forward, you push forward the stick. Backward, you push backward. The helicopter gonna go backward, the helicopter gonna go forward. Right and left, it's gonna be left and right. Whenever you do this, okay, the helicopter will, the blades go side to side. This is called roll. This is the roll axis of the helicopter. Now, over here you have the throttle. This is the throttle going up and coming back down. When you go up and down, if you're going to bring it down and just drop it, you might have a bad problem that as soon as it's coming down, the helicopter is going to smack into the ground. So you always have to lead it gently, and then the helicopter sink into the ground and not just do this. It's going to crash on you. Throttle up. You never do this at one time because the helicopter will just go up and just run away from you, like into the sky, and then it's going to be a problem for you to find it. Now you have here the most important function. This is the yaw. This is the tail of the helicopter going left and right. And when you fly, this is how much you will move the sticks. You're not going to do this. Only when you do radical or robotic, you do this. Now, you don't flick the sticks, okay? You never do that. You put your thumbs around it, or some people would like to hold it this way. Okay, I recommend also there is a strap that you can put over here. It's very important so you never drop your remote. And you're going to start from the floor. You're going to turn on the switch here to turn on your motor, and then you're going to start giving a little bit power, and the helicopter going to go up. And then you're going to start going up a little bit, bring it back down, going up, bring it back down. Now if the tail, the nose going away from you, you're going to correct it with this stick. If the ailerons, it's actually the roll, gonna actually go one side, you're gonna go the other. Now you have over here the trim tabs. Those trim tabs are alignment. To do alignment in the air in order to keep it, you always want the nose of the helicopter to go into the wind, not sideways, because then it's going to flip the helicopter. So if the helicopter pull a little bit to the left, you're going to give couple click to the right. If it's go to the right, you're going to give couple click to the left. And therefore, like forward, backward, and the roll. Now, those are dual rate. The dual rate, what it does, it's actually giving you more turns. So if I do this right now, the helicopter will only move a little bit. But if I have the dual rate set up on a higher rate, when I do this, the helicopter will violently go sideways, and this is more for aerobatic. Okay, so you guys are gonna fly on the lower rate, so you move a little bit, the helicopter move a little bit. Okay, this is very, very basic about how helicopters and drone flying. The remote that I'm using not mean anything. You can use any remote that you want. Do not buy those cheap one on eBay and Amazon. Please, again, do not buy any cheap stuff from eBay or Amazon. Those usually not as good, and there's a lot of fakes that the Chinese sell, and it's a major problem. So please be careful with that. Now let's put the remote aside for a second and look at the helicopter again. Let's put the canopy. Okay, I'm just gonna toss the canopy on it. I'm just gonna put it in one side. There is those tabs that need to go into place. Okay, now this is how the helicopter look with the canopy on it. Okay, when you look in the air, whenever you fly, okay, this is what you need to see. You need to see the tail of the helicopter. You're gonna look at the tail of the helicopter, and you're gonna keep the tail always going toward you. The nose of the helicopter is this piece right there, gonna point in wherever your face is looking at, and then left will be left, right will be right. The nose of the helicopter go left and left, right and right. Also the roll, this will be left, this will be right. There is another scenario they call nose in. This is, whoops, nose in. Now everything is reversed. Nothing got reversed in the system. It's all in your head, because this is actually going to be opposite than what you react on your remote. So the left stay left, but you see the helicopter from a different perspective, and it looks like the helicopter turning to the right. And this is where everybody crashed the helicopter and going out of control. So when you fly, start always the tail going toward you, the nose of the helicopter going forward, and you want the wind, the air flowing outside, coming from this direction. So you always fly into the wind. If you're not sure where the wind is coming from, just grab leaves from a tree and toss it and see where they go. Kick the ground if some dust and dirt going up, and see where they're going. If there is no wind at all, excellent condition, you can fly anywhere you want. This is a very basic entry level, how to look at the thing, how to actually get into it, and how to do your first, not even flight, just looking at whatever you got and understanding what you have before you're going and flying. Now, helicopters, they are not dangerous, but they can be, like anything else. Those blades turn in very high RPM. Those edges here, they're very sharp. And if you're gonna fly the helicopter toward your face, this will cause you a lot of damage. If you hit someone, some car, some kids, this will cause a lot of damage. So you have to be very, very careful. You're always gonna fly the helicopter about 20 feet away from you forward, and you're going to want to go up when you are hovering above the height of your head. So you want to be above 6 feet high. Then you have more control over the helicopter, and then you're going out from what called ground effect. Ground effect we're going to get into in the next video. But I will just throw it here right now. When your propeller turning, it creates turbulence on the ground. It actually want to suck the helicopter back down. So it will be a problem. So you want to go up where you don't have the ground effect problem anymore. You don't have a downwash turbulence, and you can be more stable. Now, what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go outside and I'm going to fly the helicopter, and we're going to add the video just so you see how it's behaving in the air. Later, we're going to do something else. Also, I'm going to show you, those are carbon fiber blade, okay? They're made out of carbon fiber, and they're very strong and they're very stiff. Those blades that come with the kit, they're very flexible. So when you fly, it can actually give you a little bit more forgiveness whenever you hit something. But whenever you want to fly and do something, it's doing the same thing in the air. And when you know what you're doing, this will be a little bit of a problem, but it's good for a beginner. Now, the helicopter blades need to get balanced. I'm not sure if those are balanced. I will try to fly them without balancing them and see what will happen. But first, we're going to fly it with the original blade, and the orange color on those is actually pretty good because it's make it more visible for you and for other people. Orange and yellow and stuff like this is always good. Now, when you buy a helicopter, you're usually gonna get this tail boom grip, and what this is do, it's a blade grip. You fold the two blades and you run them through it this way, and then this is how you're gonna lift your helicopter. This is actually help you also store it, put it back into the small box that it came with. And this is kind of very, very basic lesson number 1, and I say 1.5, about how to get into helicopters and drones. Again, everything I show on the remote, it's how it's get done actually with the mode of the remote that you're using right now. Mode is like this, if the throttle is left or right, just so you know what it means. I'm gonna do other videos explaining it a little bit better outside. I'm just doing it really quick at the shop right now because I really want people to enjoy this summer, go outside, get flying toys, and enjoy it back. For a lot of parents and adults that watching these videos, the mechanical working system of this is very important for your kids to understand how it's working. Let them work with tools. Let them get into the hobby, because this is not a toy. This is a tool that will let them use their brain in more efficient way than any video game, and let them actually be able to fix stuff, working with screws, working with electronics, know how to solder stuff, know how to actually control stuff in the air. Let them a little bit more use of their brain. They're just looking something on a screen. They're going to be outside. They're going to have more fun. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any comment or any question, put it on the comments below, and I will do whatever I can to help you. This is Eric at RC Monster Garage, Motostyles Hobby Shop in Granada Hills. The new location right now is 17555 Chatsworth Street, Granada Hills 91344. Bye. Okay, so let's start with the flight. We have the helicopter standing over there. You're gonna see the blade turn in a second. Then we let it a little bit accelerate, and then we're gonna start giving it a bit more power. And then the helicopter gonna start taking off. And then what you want to do is keep the nose looking forward, exactly like yours. You're looking forward, the nose of the helicopter is forward. And then you just keep it. Now, I am a little bit lower, just so the camera can catch it. So you want to do this maneuver, it's about like 6 feet or so. And then what you want to start do is go a little bit to the left, and to the right, and to the left, and to the right, and keep it. Don't let the helicopter take you anywhere. Or you're just gonna hover above one spot. Again, you need to be a little bit higher, and you just stay over there. Let's see. And now I did cancel all the safe and everything else, just so the helicopter can actually fly by me and not fly by itself. And now it does have a little bit wind over here, and the wind is pushing from the side, so the helicopter getting drift into the wind. Now if I would fly nose into the wind, it wouldn't happen, but when you learn, you want always the nose to be into the wind. Okay, now so we're hovering, and now we need to bring the helicopter back down. To do that, what you're gonna do, you're gonna lower the throttle very gently until you're very close to the ground, and then gently merge into the ground and shut off your throttle. You do not want to drop it because it's gonna get smacked into the ground. And now we're gonna let the blade stop for a second. Okay, now we're gonna start over again. Gently, you add throttle. You let the propeller start turning, so they build speed and get balance. Now, you can see that the helicopter is tilting about, I would say, 20 degrees to the right, and I need to correct it to the left, so I have more power. And then a little bit left stick, the roll, the yaw, and then I give it some power, and up we go again. We're in the air again, hovering. I'm gonna bring it closer a little bit. You want to keep it this way, and now what I'm doing, I'm just controlling the helicopter, just the tail toward me. I'm just playing with the tail of the helicopter and the ailerons. This is your ailerons, they're doing this, the side to side motion. This is your up and down, and then this is your tail section. Okay, and you're gonna practice this until you can do that perfectly, and you're gonna just stand in one spot without using too much of your gyro, and you're just gonna stand there, and then you know that you're a good pilot when you can do that. Then you can go and do other stuff. Okay, let's land it back, and this is kind of very quick how it's look in the air, what we're just talking about it. And I smacked it, and you don't do that, so let's go back up and bring it back slowly. Again, slowly. Okay. See you in the next video. I'm gonna show you guys now how to change the blade to carbon fiber.